Hello, my name is Sam McGuffin. I'm here to talk about the trip through Europe so far. I'm going to be doing this in a couple different videos because there's a lot that I haven't been able to talk about in the blog that I really want to discuss. I'm traveling with my good friend Chris Cronin, and we're on day 49 of the trip. If I look down during this talk, it's because I have a bunch of notes written and I don't want to skip anything. We're on day 49. And for those of you who don't know, this trip is to look into homelessness and culture in different countries. And a lot of the work's been done with an organization called the Homeless World Cup. Now, the way I'm going to organize this video is I'm going to kind of talk about people who have influenced me in the past and use them as, I guess, narrating points to talk about experiences that have happened so far. So the first person I'm going to talk about, or the first experience that I'm going to talk about, is our Italian lunch in Milano, Italy. And so this is a long time ago. It's about 2 weeks into the trip, and we fly our first Ryanair flight from Barcelona to Milan. Then we take a short little bus from the small airport that's outside of the city into the city near the train station, and we get picked up by this guy named Matteo. Now, we've been talking with Matteo through the couchsurfing website, and it's his first time hosting someone, and it's our first time couchsurfing, and so we're both a little nervous. We both really don't know how to do things with the program and how it's supposed to work, but Matteo is an awesome host. He's the kind of guy that wants to make sure that you're happy no matter what's going on, and he's always like a little bit nervous about it, but that's really good because Chris and I, we're immediately at ease, and we are just having a great time. And Matteo shows us all around Milan, and it's good for him too because he hasn't gone and seen the city like a tourist has for probably since he was a little kid. So he gets to see all these things, and Chris and I are like, oh my gosh, look at this, look at the Duomo and the giant mall and shopping center and all these different things that make the city what the city is, or what it's known for and represents. And so we've been talking on email, and he says that one of the things that we have to do when we're there is we have to go to this work lunch every month during one of the weekends. His work group gets together and they have a lunch. And so my idea of a work lunch is, you go to like a chain restaurant, you order a burger, you small talk for a little bit, and then you leave in like 30 or 40 minutes. So this is a little different. We go out of the city to the outskirts, to where there's just houses and more suburbs, and we take Matteo's car to this really small mom and pop restaurant, and there's a couple tables in the front, but we just ignore those and we walk right to the back where there's this giant banquet table, and everyone around it is these Italian guys from Matteo's work, and they're all happy and excited to see us, and they're like, and they're making fun of Matteo because we were like 5 minutes late or so. Chris and I wanted to look at some things a little longer, and they're just joking around and having a good time. And the environment's very friendly, very family-oriented, even though these guys are all from different backgrounds. We get in, and Chris and I take a seat at the table, and it's like we're part of the work group. Like, they immediately accept us into their group, like we're their best friends, and we're talking with them. We're doing our best to talk with them because they don't really speak that much English. We have a couple. Matteo translates, and one of the other guys from the work translates, and I try and speak Spanish because Spanish is supposed to be like Italian, but it's not. It's not like there's a big difference. And luckily, one of the guys speaks a little Spanish, and so we're talking a little bit back and forth, and we're having a good time. And all of a sudden, or maybe not all of a sudden, it takes a while, but we're through like 6 or 7 courses of pasta and like these jugs of wine that never seem to empty, and everyone's drinking and eating and talking and having a blast and having a really good time. It reminds me like of those like war stories, back in the day, like medieval, like big battle, and they win the war and they come back home for this banquet, and everyone that's been in the battle are like, they're all rejoicing and like eating food and having it, laughing and celebrating and singing. And that's what this Italian lunch was. Just everyone was so happy, so excited, so friendly, and it was so powerful for Chris and I because we both kind of have the same idea. It's going to be a 30-minute lunch. You're in and you're out. We're going somewhere else. But no, it's the whole day was this lunch, and it was very influential for me because I didn't experience something like that. It's just what they did. It was something normal to them, but something incredibly special to Chris and I. And having Matteo bring us there and act as that awesome host and that guy who's super friendly, it meant a lot to me, and it gave me an idea of what it really means to be a good host. A good host really looks out for his guests more than he looks out for himself or what he's doing, and through that, the good host or the host has a great experience. Matteo had a great time with us because he was glad to help us out, and he wanted to just have a good time and hang out with us and be a friend, be that person that's genuinely awesome. So that was great for me, and it was great for Chris, and we both learned a lot from that. And it was just great. And whenever we're asked about experiences on our trip so far, the Italian lunch always comes up. We have a business card with an address for the location on it, and they're like, when you get home, we want you to send us something from Arizona, something that so we know you got home safe and all this stuff. We joked and we're like, oh, we'll send some bad like Arizona wine or something. Or like a cactus, or I don't know. We'll have to think about what we can send back to those guys, because it was very. I can't emphasize enough how special it was to be there, and for Matteo to bring us there. It was just wow. Just talking about it and bringing out the memories, it's just really cool. So Matteo, he works for this dyeing company, and I asked for something. When we left to kind of remember the experience, and I've been collecting bracelets and stuff to kind of act as memories. And he hands me this cloth, piece of cloth or fabric, and he dyes all these fabrics. And whenever he makes a mistake, he cuts off a piece of it and he keeps it to remind him of that mistake, so he doesn't do it again. And so this is a memory of a mistake, a memory of when you do something wrong, you learn what's wrong about it and you fix it. And so not only does this remind me about Milan, Matteo, the Italian lunch, but it reminds me that if we make a mistake on the trip, if we get lost, we'll fix it, we'll get over it, and we'll try our best to avoid making that mistake again in the future. Okay, so this is the end of the first video. Each video I'll talk about something else that's happened in the trip, and I'll try and progress in a chronological fashion. And yeah, I'm just gonna do as much as I can, because right now we're here outside of Bordeaux, and we're just farming. We're doing the woofing program, and so I have some free time in my hands, and I'm able to catch up on these videos. Everyone's doing well, and yeah, see ya.